Hello and welcome. You're watching NewsX and I'm Megha Sharma. There have been several schools in Delhi, including DPS, RK Puram, Ryan International School and 14 others that have received bomb threats via emails. This is the third time around that threats have been sent to the schools. Authorities have stated that the schools received a group email at 6:12 a.m. from an address with the sender's name listed as Bariala. Upon receiving these threats, the school immediately alerted the police. Bomb detection teams along with the fire officials were dispatched to the locations, but no suspicious items have been found so far. Meanwhile, yesterday there were over 30 schools in Delhi that received these bomb threats through emails. At the same time, the former Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal has penned a letter to the Union Home Minister Amit Shah stating that Delhi is now being called the capital of crime. The question that arises is who is behind these back-to-back bomb threats to schools and several other institutions in our country. I'm going to start my conversation with L.N. Rao, who's the former DCP. Mr. L.N. Rao, the situation seems to be turning from bad to worse. First, we had our airlines that were under threat with these hoax bomb threats. Then we had the RBI that received 2 bomb threats in the last 1 month, and now the target is the school. So what's happening in our country? Major Mohammad Ali Shah, the same question to you. The situation, shall we just treat them as hoaxes and do nothing about it, or what are the preemptive measures that can be taken?
Right, Megha, it's indeed very alarming, distressing, and it is unnerving. Early morning at around 6 a.m. when one gets an email or a threat, imagine the plight of the school principal, the teachers, the support staff, the parents, the members, the bus driver. I mean, it is actually really very unnerving, and it's become a menace, it's become a nuisance. This has to be. I think Delhi police is doing a fine job, but they need to be more proactive in catching. They've got to be high tech in their technology and catching the culprit. It could be a hoax mail, it could be a prank by some children, it could be a terrorist playing that, whoever. When you get a threat like that, it has to be taken seriously. We cannot take it, it could be a prank, but we cannot take it as a prank. We have to take it, God forbid, if something happens, then there's going to be hell to pay. So most certainly, I mean, whoever is behind, and I don't know, I'm not too sure, we cannot even say if one person is behind the series of these threats, the series of mails, or we can't, but one thing could be there, that one person could be behind in one single day, all those emails.
Yeah.
It's become, हमको तंग करने का ये एक नया मुष्टंडा अपनाया है. So it is something which needs to be caught straight away, Megha.
Okay, Dr. Sharad Kohli, the situation now, are we now going to live in a hostage-like situation? Because at this time when these hoaxes, these bomb threats via emails are being received, for example, the educational institutions today in Delhi, there would obviously be panic, fear amongst students, amongst parents, amongst the principal, the teachers, the staff. The message has been relayed to the Delhi police, but do we keep living under fear? Are we going to be held hostage by these miscreants, or I don't know who is behind these emails? There is a cyber threat possibility that we are also at this point of time gauging, and then schools then get shut down. The entire administration and the routine of the children gets disrupted.
Good afternoon, Megha, and to Dr. Shah, and of course the NewsX viewers. I think there are two aspects. One is the disruption of the studies, the disruption of normal human life, disruption of the school, Reserve Bank, whosoever receives such threats. It's obviously is because you cannot take them lightly. You never know if they turn out to be true, and God forbid, as Dr. Shah said, something happens. But on a different note, but a similar context, I was talking to my IT team in office, and it was just weird that I asked them, can we develop a system that when we receive an email, we get the URL and we get the source of the email immediately, because there's a lot of spam which comes. So I was discussing with regard to spam, that who's behind this, where is this coming from, and so on and so forth. You get these scams, that I've got $20 million lying in your name in Africa. You know, we had that famous African scam, which I think every user of email has at some point or the other encountered. So I was talking. So I think technology-wise, first, you know, the solution lies in technology, because one, of course, is to apprehend these people and to get hold of these people, bring them to books, punish them. That might be a deterrent. There's no doubt about that. But if in real time, Megha, we can know that the moment the mail originates, there is an alert sent to the system and a URL with the address and location of the person. I think with the modern technology and artificial intelligence, I think it's now doable. Maybe 5 years ago, it wasn't doable. But I feel this is doable. So if at that very time, like a phone call, suppose somebody makes a phone call, so immediately the telcos, they get into action, the Delhi police get into action, wherever this is happening. And they can actually in real time, this is, and police has been using this technology in kidnapping cases.
Right.
They have real time recording. So I think a similar technology on email, if it comes, this will be able to deter these people, because they know that within no time, they will be caught. The moment he sends the email, we get the location, we get the URL, and he will be caught. So I think that seems to be the permanent solution to the problem. But for now, of course, we have to be very careful. We have to be cautious. We have to ensure that there is an emergency drill being done at these schools on a regular basis, trying to train the students and teachers to see that if there is a situation, this is how you need to escape. This is how you need to give first aid, God forbid, if something happens. So all that training and emergency protocol has to be implemented. But I personally feel what I said before, Megha, that the solution lies in a real-time email alert location.
So these email alerts, if the Delhi cybercrime police can be, made more equipped. Major Mohammad Ali Shah, why do you think that we continue to be lagging far behind these cyber criminals when it comes to detecting these kind of mischief and menace that we are continuously facing, particularly in the past few months?
Right, Megha, it is, yes, we have been facing a lot of cyber crime. In fact, not just bomb threats only, but we are seeing people, senior citizens, being duped with their OTPs coming, and people just slip away and they share their OTP, and there is a lot of online crimes been happening, and they have not been, many of them go uncaught, and people wonder that I have complained to the cyber crime, I have complained there, but nothing has really come out of it, because they are way too smart, they're too sharp, they are untraceable, and you find a number calling you, and when that number is some international number routed through via some other country, and it comes here. I'll give you a small example. Supposing a child at home, any of our viewers who are watching, says, okay, today I don't feel like going to school, exams are coming up, I am feeling lazy, and let me write a prank email to the school. I am sure that email can be traced, the IP address can be traced. So when it is untraceable, which means there is a lot of planning, there is a systematic, it's not a casual, random prank that's gone through, it's something which has to be taken seriously.
Yeah.
So why we have not been able to crack these cases, many of them, I mean, with all due respect to the police, when they say that, cybercrime, there is a special cyber crime cell, there are hackers over there, they will find out. I want to ask our viewers, how many of us have reported the cybercrime and we have got results out of it? We've managed, no, because as Dr. Sharad Kohli rightly said, and I totally agree with him 100%, it's about technology. We have to enhance ourselves furthermore in technology. We have to get that system in place where we get a permanent solution to this. We should be able to track every single movement, every single router, every single thing, every detail that comes. So most certainly the answer lies in technology,
right.
But it is very
absolutely.
unfortunate.
Yeah, you're right. Dr. Sharad Kohli, again the question, because when these threats were being issued on aircraft, on certain airlines, Air India was amongst the Air India flights were amongst the majority of the flights that were receiving these death threats, these bomb hoax threats, and several of them had to be, this flights has to be suspended, or they had to be the flights had to land at different intervals. They had to cut short their trips, and the costs that had to be borne, the time that wasted, the inconvenience that was faced by the staff, and by the airport authorities and by the passengers was problematic. It was hugely inconvenient. So are we every single time going to succumb to these threats because if the schools shut down? Now can there be a counter procedure? And you mentioned, right, that in real time, if we are able to actually screen through these emails that come, these threats that are coming in on emails and on other devices, electronic devices, that's one way, because there is at this point in time a very robust system that has been implemented in Israel, particularly with regards to a number of these hoax threats that come on a very regular basis at the airports, and to the airlines, and they've ensured that these disruptions do not happen because they have a very robust system of identifying and detecting who these individuals or organizations or agencies that may be behind these threats and which ones are to be taken seriously or versus the others. And on top of it, they have extremely tight security to ensure that no untoward incident takes place. So they are confident in the measures that they take, in the screening that they carry out, to then take a very decisive decision and be self-confident and assured in themselves that yes, we are extremely sure and this is nothing but a hoax threat. It's safe to assume that this is a hoax.
Well, Megha, since you named Israel, I link this solution to the Iron Dome which Israel has. Now, what does the Iron Dome do? The moment there is a missile fired from another country across the border, the Iron Dome gets activated and it destroys the missile. So I am talking of a similar thing, that the moment email originates, in real time we get the solution. Yes, the second part, what you said, is very important. That if scanning at the school gates, which is a little difficult task because children come with their school bags, if the scanning is foolproof, then even if there is a threat, you know that nothing has gone into the school. The karamcharis, the workers, the teachers, the students, whosoever enters and exits the school, if that security is made airtight, then obviously any number of emails that they come, the school administration knows, or the security of the school knows, that nothing has gone in. This has to be a hoax. Then there is no need to, we can just simply ignore it. But for that to happen, the security, as I said, has to be as foolproof, Megha, as it is at the airport. At the airport, you are scanned, your luggage is scanned, your shoes, your belt, anything that you're wearing is scanned. There are metal detectors, there are body scanners. So either we have that kind of arrangement, which is a little difficult, expensive, and inconvenient also.
Yeah, so, but then Ellen Rao, this is, I have visited, when we take a look at Europe, America, Middle East, other schools, educational institutions, there has never been such kind of, tight security in place. There is no need for doing this. In fact, I have a number of foreign nationals who travel to India and are sort of, taken aback with the kind of scanners that are put in at shopping malls and at other places, because they are not used to it, and they also speak about how how efficient they are. So are we a country which is constantly living under threat?
Well, we are. Unfortunately, we are. We've been facing problem of terrorism for donkey number of years now. Every time we subside one particular class of terrorism, another new class emerges. We are a big country. When you're comparing it to Europe, Megha, the European countries are not even the size of any of our states. So the size of the population, the level of education, the kind of terrorism which has infected our country, that creates a problem. So therefore, to compare us with Europe or a tiny little country like Germany, or I would say Switzerland or Belgium, I think will probably be a little unfair. We are far above that in terms of population, in terms of terrorist threat. But I think I must tell you here, Megha, that they are also learning the way, because most of these European countries at some point of time have been affected by acts of terrorism, small or big. So every time they happen, they learn, and thereafter the security. Only some of the countries who never faced this problem, I would say the Scandinavian part, I'm talking of Denmark, I'm talking of Finland. Those countries probably are declared to be the happiest countries in the world, and they are very peaceful countries. Maybe there the security is still a little loose and you don't need to. But in rest of the Europe, especially in the UK and France and Germany, in many parts you will find airtight security, and I think that is one solution. But I would still make a bank on my technology solution, because the moment that technology is invented, there is a breakthrough already which somebody is working on.
Okay.
So I think we can easily break through. I think the enforcement agencies need to catch up on the tech solutions.
Okay. Ellen Rao, I would like to get a response from you, particularly with regards to how efficient our scanners are that are put up at shopping malls and markets, also at railway stations and airports. Airports perhaps and railway stations are much more efficient, but what, you know, are they effective enough? Because there have been questions raised about what is the efficacy. They seem to be just some sort of you know, a measure which is half-hearted. It's there just to look good and may give some sort of a false assurance to the people, because most of them are not even able to detect if anything suspicious is being taken inside that particular shop or a mall or a market.
Yeah, Megha, this is very true that Dr. Kohli has spoken to us that we are facing terrorism since 1980. Until now, we are also facing this menace of terrorism. That's why everywhere that we have to put our tight security. But as you rightly said, that the scanners which have been installed in malls and railway stations, bus stops, and all these things, no doubt there are scanners. But it all depends upon who is using those scanners, who is watching what is being scanned through these scanners. That is more important. In that case, I find that the staff which have been deployed to use these scanners, they are somewhere laxy, and the 100% result of that scanning and the security measures are not achieved in Delhi or in India. That is, it's a true fact. Whether koi mane ya na mane, but this is true. That unless and until the staff deployed there are very active, proactive, and they are efficiently trained to how to scan these, how to watch these scanning the material which is going through this. In airport, I think CISF staff is more trained and they are doing their duties best, and airports in India are doing the best scanning. And in this, I think that the proposal is also being floated to install these scanners in schools in Delhi, so that the security of children and the school teachers or some other staff of the school may also be made safe for that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Major Mohammed Ali Shah, then also the question about how do we ensure that assurance is given to parents, particularly when it comes to schools. These are young children, and parents are going to be really scared. Now, if there is a bomb threat that has been issued, till the time it is found out that it's a hoax, but still a fear emerges in the minds of the parents, and because it's the matter of the life of their child. How do we reassure them that all safety measures have been taken? These threats are going to be tackled successfully by the school authorities.
Megha, you know, I had gone as a special guest to one of the leading schools in Delhi, which has also incidentally in the past received a bomb threat. It has received a bomb threat even now. And the head of the school, the principal of the school, was telling me that it's become a menace. And earlier, there was a pattern that every month, on 2nd approximately, there would be an email. Whether it's a hoax or not, we don't know. But it has to be taken seriously. Now, again, regarding scanners, regarding security, it has become a nuisance. In fact, I am a parent of a child, in fact, over here in Delhi NCR, in Gurgaon, for that matter. So it's become a pain. It's actually become a pain. Our school groups keep buzzing that I hope our child is safe and I hope nothing happens and such things. So now how do we ensure that? The answer is technology, Megha. We have to get to the root of this problem. We have to nab the people. We have to, apart from that, yes, it's not necessary that a person who's going to bombard may not issue a threat. He would just plant a bomb somewhere ever. It need not be a school. It can be anywhere. He'll just plant a bomb and he will just observe from a distance. What do you want? So in that case, security has to be beef, and security has to be beef means you cannot, I will give you a small example and I'll end over here. When I was serving in the northeast part of India in the army, our corps commander said the men in the morning who do ROP, the road opening, they should not be visible. The insurgents should not be able to see that the army men are standing on the road and guarding They should be invisible, and that's when you do the guard. When you are totally incognito, when you are not really visible, and of course you have to show security as well at the same time. But again, the only answer is technology, Mega, and
Okay.
Dr. Sharad Kohli, like, the Iron Dome system, something like that. He correlated it with that.
Okay, all right. If we need to take such an extreme step as Israel has taken in building an Iron Dome, because it has been fighting wars from all fronts, I would throw that question up there to be debated. But Ellen Rao, again, the question about Delhi becoming, in the recent times, unfortunately, the national capital that has turned into the crime capital of the country, and that's unfortunate. And when we talk about how our security needs to be tightened, the law and order agencies need to be able to tackle such situations in real time, then how burdened and overworked are our police forces personnel going to be? Because if they are going to be present at schools, outside colleges, outside railway stations, and there are at the airport, every single place that is a public place, and you are going to install police forces, then are we now looking at a complete reform and overhaul of the way the police system functions, the law and order agencies function? Do we then require more and more of the police personnel to be hired to increase the size so that they are able to tackle these very recent shocking patterns that have been developed of these hoaxes or these bomb threats that are being issued on a daily basis now?
Yes, Megha. Really, it's no doubt it's a crime spate in Delhi for the last 2-3 months, and but particularly the cases of murder which are being reported, those almost all cases have been worked out because they are a result of any enmity between them or all these things. But in addition to those, there is a hawk's call spree in the schools and the other airports and other things also. But let me tell you, Megha, very clearly, I have spoken to the investigating officers in Special Cell who are dealing with these cases. All such calls are hoax. Not at all. And some of the cases, the children of the same school have been found using some email and some other email also, international level emails. It all depends upon the technology that they are sending these emails to the school for a threat. So I don't think that we should be very afraid, but really it's a matter of concern for the children and the parents of the children in the schools. That's why it's an alarming situation, but still we should have faith in our police, and no doubt there is a scarcity of the staff of police. Police is occupied in other so many other unimportant cases. Rather, we can say important or unimportant, like this, that they are engaged in VIP securities a number of times, and moreover that they are engaged in the Kisan movements and so many other places. So real work of police of preventing crime is it's being hampered because of such type of activities going on in Delhi itself. But still, I'm sure that Delhi police is a very competent force, and they will be able to control this situation. And
okay.
I think the people of Delhi will have a sigh of relief.
Okay, all right. On that note, I'm out of time. I thank all of you for joining me on the telecast and sharing your views on the subject. I'll take a short break. Thanks for watching NewsX.